There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi. Yeah, I recognize you. You've come to a few things. Who
Yes,
are
I
all
have.
those who are all those idiot-looking people on your wall?
You should recognize them.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Ohio.
What?
Ohio.
Where in Ohio?
I'm near Cleveland.
Oh yeah, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes. A couple
Yeah.
glaring omissions, but
What?
they have a couple glaring omissions, but
Oh,
I went there recently. It was
yeah.
cool though.
Don't worry about that. It's so nice to talk to you.
You
And
as well.
yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, look at the cat.
This is
Oh,
Buttercup.
what's name?
Her name is Buttercup.
Buttercup. Oh, we just got a cat. My daughter gave us a cat named Bee, and right now she's whining outside waiting for her food. But she doesn't get her food until 5 o'clock. I keep telling her, no food until Daddy gets wine. Hang on, I'll see if she comes in.
Sure.
Till Daddy gets his wine. The cat has a little clock, you know.
Buttercup is the same way.
That is so funny. I like that wall of yours.
Thank
It,
you.
I kind of understand.
I've seen your office. It's amazing.
I get it. I know it, and it keeps getting there more and more. If this cat has a watch on around its neck, it's gonna look like Easy E.
Okay, I don't know. She's hovering. You're Bee.
Mickey, let me tell you something about Annie. Annie
Yeah.
does the TikTok videos, and she has found so many pictures of you that Donna and Jane have shared on your social media. One in particular was one of you and John Lennon, I believe, that you'd never seen before.
Really?
Couple months ago, wasn't it, Annie?
That was maybe almost a year ago, I think.
Wow. Do you have it, or where do I find it?
You shared it on
What?
social media. It was like I found this little color slide, a photo of a color slide that I then posted and got shared.
Wow.
I'm gonna try and
But
find it.
yeah,
Her
Well, don't
Tik
worry about it. You know, if you eventually find it.
her TikTok videos that she does of you, Mickey, are just unbelievable.
That's great. Thank you. And so your dad was an original fan.
yeah, he's been a fan since he was a kid in the 70s and 80s, and so then I just grew up loving the monkeys, and yeah,
That's so cool. What does your dad do?
he is he works at a hospital. He's director of facilities for UH hospitals in Cleveland.
Wow, that's a big deal. Now,
Yeah.
I understand you're going to college
hmm
to be a professional writer. What kind of stuff?
I'd love to be an author. I know it's not the easiest thing, so I'm happy to maybe I'm thinking about journalism maybe because I love photography. So if I could do, like photojournalism, that would
Yeah, well,
be
being an author isn't what's tough. Selling your work
yes.
is what's tough. It ain't tough to write the stuff. It's tough to.
No,
I mean, it's you're up against, of course. And if you were to write stuff, what kind of stuff would it be? Novels?
probably, yeah. I love fiction writing.
Yeah. Well, journalism is also pretty good too.
hmm
You know, goodness knows we need some responsible journalists these days.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And I also understand you like painting.
I do, yeah.
Did you paint that thing behind you?
I did. That one was just for fun, but I like to paint landscapes mostly.
Oh, let me see. Let me see.
Oh gosh, let me see what I can find. Here's an old one. It was kind of just for fun, but
Oh, wow.
Oh, very interesting.
thank you.
Wow. Yeah. What kind of paint? Acrylic?
Mostly, yeah. I do a little watercolor, but I'm not as familiar with it.
I've done a lot of painting, as you probably know.
I do, yeah.
Haven't in a while. You go through, I don't know, stages. You go through
Hmm.
stages of enthusiasm, and I haven't been inspired recently. But I might get back into it. I was thinking of getting one of those. I can't remember the name. It's a weird name. It's the thing where you look into an eyepiece and it focuses down on your paper and also on an object that you want to draw. Have you heard of
Hmm.
those?
I don't know if I have. That sounds really
Yeah.
interesting.
It's an old device that all the masters used.
Like with
Hmm.
like the light refracts the image onto.
Yeah, it's a half. It splits. It's a half split mirror.
Yeah.
So it puts a it's not a full rendering, as it were, but it's enough that you can trace out, say, still life or a person's face or anything you want. Um, and the masters used it. I can't remember the name of the original thing, Luminos something. But I always thought that would be a cool thing, maybe to get into next.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
I think they make that for children.
I probably do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for tracing images, the
probably
refracting.
do. So, what college are you going to?
It's called Walsh University. It's a small private college about an hour from me.
Oh, you actually go physically to a
Yeah,
brick and
yeah.
mortar place.
I'm home right now, but
Yeah.
I do go there and I stay on campus.
Wow. Oh, you stay there even.
I tend to come home on the weekends
Yeah,
because,
right.
but
Right.
yeah,
See, so
yeah,
it's
I
a
have.
proper, and so writing's not the only class you're taking, probably.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of. I took some philosophy. I'm finishing up a sociology class. It's actually
Wow,
finals week right now.
those are all things that I love studying. When I was
Yeah,
in college before the monkeys, um, one of my favorite classes was philosophy.
I enjoyed my philosophy class a lot. Yeah.
Philosophy 101, and then anthropology, and I'm still interested in that. Sociology, I also love. And that's funny. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And what are you writing right now for class?
Uh, right now I was actually in a literature class, so I was doing a lot of reading
Ah,
instead of writing, but we did some analyses.
yeah, what do you think about AI? Have you ever heard about that stuff, the chat GTP or GP something?
Yeah, I know about it. I don't know how to feel exactly about it. I think there are uses, but I don't think it should replace people.
Well, no, and
Of course
that's
not.
the problem.
But
That's what the big strikes out here from
right.
the Actors Guild, because it could write scripts and and copy people's images and kind of scary stuff.
Yeah. I think it's still pretty flawed right now, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't get better and get more
Scary
of a threat to people. So,
and more scary. Yeah.
right.
You uh yeah, so you live at home obviously on the weekend. Do you
Hmm.
have any sisters or brothers?
I have four older siblings, two brothers and two sisters.
Wow.
So lots of nieces and nephews that I've started to try to get into the monkeys.
Cool. And your mom there lives there too?
Hmm.
Yeah. What does
Yeah,
she do?
she's just stay at home mom, but she does a
Right.
lot with the grandkids. She's
You're
actually
lucky.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're very lucky. I had a stay-at-home mom, and you're very lucky. It's a wonderful thing.
It is, yeah. She's
Yeah.
out of town right now, and I'm definitely missing having her there.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom, get me some water. Mom.
So
But
I
if
wanted
you're too good of a mom, then your kids never leave.
that's my problem.
Trust me.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
What are
you
your
have
older siblings?
questions for Mickey?
What?
I want to see if she had any questions for you.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
please.
in I think it was like 1979, you had a song you wrote called Alicia.
Hmm.
I was curious, was that based on a real person?
Yeah, real person and real events.
It's a very compelling story. It's very sad, but I love the song, and I was always
It is
curious
sad
about it.
and very true. Her name was Alicia, and she was our housekeeper. And
Hmm.
she came from, it was a South American country. I want to say Guatemala or Venezuela or something like that.
Hmm.
And she was married to a very well-to-do gentleman, I guess. I don't know what he did, but I just remember she came from a very wealthy family and then married this wealthy gentleman, and then he just up and bailed in Los Angeles, and she was stranded, left in Los Angeles. Very smart. Hello. Oh,
We're here.
I'm
I'm
still
getting
here.
feedback. Oh, a very, very intelligent woman, lovely woman, very kind, very nice. And she had to get a job,
Yeah.
and she got a job housekeeping. And she was wonderful. She was a great housekeeper slash nanny when Amy was just born and just growing up, 2 or 3 years old and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so that's what the song is about. And it's a real song.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I was very curious about that.
Anything else?
Yeah, I've run an account on Twitter called Micky Dolenz Archive, and so I do a lot of research and stuff, and I found out you invented a product called Hang It All, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever happened with that?
Well, it's quite a long story. I won't bore you.
Hmm.
I invented it in England like 30 years ago
Oh
when I
wow.
was in England, and I was trying to hang up my gold records.
Hmm.
We lived in a house in the country, and it very old house, and it had stuff. It was built out of things called iron brick,
Hmm.
and it was like brick, but like iron. Impossible to. No way you're going to drive a nail into it, a picture nail, or even with a regular drill. You'd had to hang a picture. You literally had to get a hammer drill with a masonry bit on it,
Hmm.
and you had to go just to get a little tiny screw into the wall to hang
Hmm.
just the picture. And so if you made a mistake, it was a mess. You ended up with this a hole in your wall where you didn't want it. And so,
Hmm.
and I had all these gold records, and I had these gold records, and they all were different heights because some were from the 60s, had old wires, other ones had little clips at the top, and other ones were like that. So they all hung unevenly unless you could get the tops to be perfectly level, right?
Right.
And I thought, now there must be a tool on the market where you can do that. And there wasn't. So I invented it. And actually, let me hang on one sec.
It's funny. I'd asked about this before too.
Yeah, it was something I just stumbled across and hardly ever hear about, so I was really
Because
curious.
I know they had a patent on it.
Yeah.
I do have a patent, my first one and only patent. And here it
Mickey,
is.
did
Here's
you
the
do
box.
an
Here's the
did
box.
you do an
Oh
infomercial for
wow.
it?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Wow.
And I'll tell you that part of the story. But here is the device. that was made in China. I think mine was a little, actually, my original prototype, which I still have, was, I think, a little bit better. It was thinner, but this was what they came up with. It's really cool. So here's how it works.
Mhm.
You see there's this hook here,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then there's a button on top, and the button pushes out a little thing right there. You see it
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
coming out?
Yeah.
What you do is you take a little bit of washable paint, ink, whatever you want, and you coat the tip of this little thing, and then you hang your, we try to find a little picture real quick. Somewhere there must be something, little tiny picture. Here it is. So you hang your picture on the hook,
Mhm.
right? And that way, and the hook, doesn't matter if it's a hook down here, if it's a hook up here, down there, wire, whatever. You hang your picture there. You stick it against the wall with this little colored tip, and the little tip is exactly the same place as the hook. And so when you put it against the wall, move it up and down this way, that way, wherever you want. And when you're ready, you just push the button, the little tip comes out like that, and it marks the wall exactly where the picture is supposed to go. Look, sounds like I'm doing an infomercial. So anyway,
Sold.
I got it patented. I got it prototypes. Well, not, these aren't even prototypes. The company that I sold the idea to made a few thousand, and we did an infomercial. And just about the time we were ready to go to market, they sold the company. The owner of the company sold it to another company, a bigger company, and the bigger company came in and basically scrubbed, I don't know, 50% of all of their new products. And this was
Oh
one of,
no. That's a really good
Wow.
idea.
a new broom sweeps clean. And so the new owners came in and they got rid of like half the products, especially some of the new ones. And that was one of them.
I'm sorry about that. That was a
That's
very
all
good
right.
product.
But it was pretty cool getting patented.
Yeah.
Is that infomercial you think somewhere out there to find?
Well, I have it, but I don't know if I could use it
Because
because
I feel like I saw it. Like I
you
feel
might have, well, somebody
was
might
it
have,
was one of the girls in it?
no,
Hmm.
my girls? No,
Yeah.
don't think so. No, I wasn't even in this one. I wasn't in the infomercial that they did.
Hmm. Maybe there was a photo of you holding that box
Maybe.
I think
many,
I've
many,
seen
many years
that.
ago. Yeah.
So
We would have had to.
any other questions, Annie?
Yeah, one other. Do you have any interest in bringing back Dolenz and Daughters, the fine furniture?
I would love to, but my daughter, Georgia, who was
Mhm.
doing it with me, I kept going on tour and interrupting the production line. And she
Mhm.
ended up having to do so much of it. She finally had to get a real life, a real job, and now she has a really high powered writing job, actually.
Oh wow.
She's writing and she's doing a class, a novel, right? Online writing a novel class. And she has
That's
a real high powered job.
yeah.
We did it, it was for fun, and we
Mhm.
both love building stuff, and we had a great time. It was the greatest few years of my life. I mean, it was just fantastic. But like I say, I kept going away on tour, and it's kind of hard to run a proper
Yeah.
business, when you're not there.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. But I still build stuff all the time, and I have thought about maybe going and only having a few select items,
Mhm.
because I do still love building stuff, and I have this full blown workshop, so
Yeah. Well, I would love that if you did that.
Yeah, me too. But there's only so many hours in the day, you know. Right
I
now,
get that.
right now my passions, well, besides woodworking, and I still do it, but for myself, and I build stuff. I build stuff for the family, not for the
Mhm.
grandkids. And,
Yeah.
you know, rocking horses and stuff. But my other passion is fishing and camping, wilderness camping.
Yeah, I started seeing you were posting pictures of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Mickey, you have to sign an 8x10 for Annie and
Yep.
a microphone for Annie. Ooh, I like that one. Is that new?
I love
Yeah.
that one.
I don't have that one.
Just new.
Wow.
Annie, Annie, right?
Right. Thank you so much.
No
Annie,
problem.
did you get the new book?
Yeah, I have it. It's very big, but I can grab it.
You got the big one?
I got the biggest one, yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you
Really,
so much. And
of
also
course.
a microphone, right?
Yep.
Here it is.
Thank you.
Annie, thank you for being so patient as
Of course.
Mickey had to get better this year and
Yeah, I got pretty sick there for a while.
No, I was
And I'm
fine
better
with
now. I'm better now. There
Thank
it is.
you so
oh, that's
much.
awesome.
We'll get that off to you.
Thank you.
And it was lovely talking to you. You keep up the artwork and the painting and everything. And please say hi
Thank
to
you.
your dad. Thank him for being a fan for
Of
so long.
course.
Great. Great,
All
Andy.
Thank
right,
you so
Annie.
much. Merry
Lovely
Bye,
Christmas,
talking to you.
everyone.
sweetheart.
Love you,
Bye,
Jen.
honey.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Mickey. So,